Hello, everybody.
What's happening, YouTube?
I had to check the sound on the YouTube because I have multiple windows open. So
Oh
I
Lord.
I have I have the YouTube window open. I have multiple tabs. I have the YouTube tab, the StreamYard tab. The primary resource. Like in this case, read comics online,
You're
and
about
then
as bad as
I have
Rex.
what was that?
You're about as bad as Rex. He's got multitudes of like files up where he is. That's why he plays his videos. That's why they're so choppy, is he has so many tabs up there.
Well, let's see.
But
I have one, two, three, four, five, six. I have about usually I have anywhere from 5 to 7 tabs, up. You
yeah.
know, well, because obviously I try to count myself as a viewer on the YouTube channel.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
and as a general reminder to everybody, if you haven't already, if you can like and share the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people in here to
Share this
engage.
on the Twitter, share this on Instagram, share on Facebook, all the platforms, everybody. Rumble, BitChute, what a bunch of others platforms. Share it out, get some people in here.
And also, as always, if anything we talk about tonight grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions, and we will try to answer the questions to the best of our ability. Right, Apex. Let's
Yep.
call you Apex. Yeah. So actually, I did hear something earlier because I wasn't actually in the stream. Obviously, I was in the chat, but
Yeah.
I did pop over to Rex's show earlier. I
Right.
guess you mentioned. I guess this week you guys are taking a week off or a week hiatus from your Apex
Yeah.
Hex and Rex show.
Yeah. We're until Hex comes back on live stream. I think his wife said, "Hey, honey, I think you need a break from live streaming." So I think he's taking a summer break from that. We're gonna do it around fall time. I don't know when. Sometime mid-September, late September. I don't know when. So whenever Hex is ready to come back, we'll have our Hex and Apex show.
Well, I also I try to get I try to get all three of you X's on the Sunday show as well.
That'd be nice.
I send out invites to you, to Rex, and to Hex.
Yeah.
Granted, I know I haven't talked to Hex as much as you guys, but um, but well, you guys have been doing your show still for a while, though, right?
Yeah, we do it every other Saturday throughout the year. And I forget what episode we on. Maybe 20. This upcoming one, maybe episode 22 or 23, maybe 24. I'm not counting these episodes. I think Hex is or Rex. Either one of those guys are counting. I don't count my episodes. I should probably count them and document them, but I don't. I'm off the fly when I come to recording and live streams. And nothing scripted. Things come to the top of my head. I know I should probably plan better, but
Well, yeah. Well,
that's
I
the way I
mean,
do
I
things.
can, because of course I'm more of a commentary channel.
Yeah.
I'm probably the exact opposite of you. I have a tendency to plan stuff out. Now, granted, the loosest thing I have, of course, is a panel show, but that's supposed to be because
Yeah.
ideally it would be not like what we used to do when RJ was doing the Sunday show there. We just get a bunch of guys on to just talk whatever came to our mind, in the world of niche.
Right.
Um, I have articles ready to go over just in case, just in case, just in case,
Yeah.
we kind of run out of things. It's a little harder to talk about stuff on the fly, as it were. But
Yeah. The fall's coming and the kids are back in school, college is on, and my Uber driving profits are up, up, up. So I'm been, been making some really good extra money to actually pay
oh,
bills.
you're an Uber
Yeah.
driver.
I drive Uber. On the side, of course, but
Yeah. So
it
that's
helps.
why you can't always make it on Sundays, huh?
No, it's that either that or my work schedule for my full time job happens to occur on Sunday. That's when I'm at work. So yeah,
Yeah.
I do the Uber like late nights, after hours. That's where a lot of business is right where I am. That's pretty cool.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, though, that does kind of make sense, particularly when you start getting around to like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning,
Hmm.
when the bars are starting to close
Yeah.
down, and it's like last call, and you got to make
Hmm.
sure people can get home
Get home
without getting into
safe.
car wrecks or
Hmm.
becoming victims of other insidious crimes as a
I'm like
whole.
the angel of the night. Me and my car are the angels of the night. We drive people safely to their homes without them getting arrested for
Or
DWI or
DUI,
DUI.
or
Yeah,
particularly like more in the case with women, and particularly being in a situation where
yeah,
somebody could take advantage of them
that's
too. So
right. I get the ladies home safely. I get the guys home safely. I get pretty much everyone who needs to live. So I'm there to help out, keep you out of trouble,
yeah,
get to where you need to
yeah.
go.
And the reason I am just haven't started yet, just because I want to wait to see if we give people a chance to come in.
That's
Uh,
fine.
yeah.
I'm gonna
But
share
yeah,
this out. Let me share this out here. I gotta do my part.
yeah.
Okay, okay, here's what I could do. Oh, uh, it's hard to do it in studio. I have to go on the YouTube and figure that out.
Oh yeah. One of the other things I heard too, I guess Twitter is now going by the name of X now.
Yeah, I call it X Twitter, pretty
Uh,
much. Instead of you can't tweet anymore. It's more like post.
hmm,
You have to post your comments. It's gotten kind of weird. I think Elon says he spent $43 billion on Twitter. He has to make money from it somehow. And so
hmm,
he's charging for a certain amount of uh, views or quotes or whatever,
yeah. Well,
tweets.
I know the thing that really made a lot of people unhappy was he was starting to charge for the blue check marks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, $8 a month. That's not too bad, really.
Yeah,
You can do
but
that.
again, I have no intention of going back, even if it is better now, even if it's
You're
not.
right.
I'd
Yeah.
rather, I mean, I don't really do a lot. Yeah, like I don't really do a lot to begin with. I don't like really post aside from sharing my streams and stuff like that, and playing games and keeping in contact with people like through messaging. I don't
Yeah.
really do a whole lot on social media to begin with. I'm more really a in person type of individual. Now granted, I kind of gotten used to the whole idea of streaming and all that, and I like doing that too. Um,
Mm.
but ultimately, like this is definitely better than just messaging, typing messages back and forth. Especially, and you may have noticed I'm a pretty articulate guy too. You
Hmm.
know, I'm
Right.
pretty wordy at times, and so typing some of the stuff out that I would be trying to message out.
Right.
What I mean, could you imagine getting a like full on message from me? I mean, it'd be like half a page because I'm just so detailed in that manner. So, huh. Okay, let's see.
Yeah.
We'll give it until about the 10-minute mark, and then we'll get going here.
Yeah.
Um,
I've got some stuff. Uh,
Actually, even though we don't have anybody in here right now, why don't you go ahead? Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to people?
yeah.
For
Of
those who
course.
for those who may either see this live or see this on the replay, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about Apex and Apex Comics, and of course, I do think I gave you a wrench already. So if you want to
Yeah, I
share,
could do
if you
that.
want to share your link
My links and
or
stuff.
your links,
During the
you know,
stream, I'll put that in there.
yeah,
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
yeah.
I
I'll give it.
have for sale. Put me on. These are available. Apex Comics, Cavalcade, Ashcan. Let me go and get that out. Let me whip her out.
Cavalcade. It reminds me of a super anthology title DC had back in the 40s.
This is an anthology, in fact. It's a short anthology since it is an Ashcan, only 20 pages, 3 stories, 3 complete stories, by the way. Here's a wraparound cover, what it looks like. Apex Graphics was my 90s comic book company. And of course, currently Apex Comics on YouTube. And it's my current name for my comic book company. But I have 3 stories. I have Stars of Freedom, which is based on my Signalman crew from the USS Nimitz. I've altered, of course, the names and stuff. I created their heroes. Each one represents. And I have T-Rex Fighter, which is an astronaut goes on a prehistoric planet, gains superhuman abilities to fight dinosaurs.
Wow.
And I have Land Shark, a good one, a fun one-page Land Shark strip. So this is the contents in here. You got Stars of Freedom on the inside back cover, or front cover, inside front cover, and beginning of the story. This also contains the first appearance of this character right here, the Executor. First appearance of the Executor right here, folks.
Huh.
And after the Executor, I did
The one in
two.
the black hood there? The
One
one
in
in the
Black
hood?
Hood, that's the Executor.
Huh.
His skulls. He's a cross between Moon Knight and the Punisher.
Hmm.
I created him back in the early 90s. And that's one of the members of the Stars of Freedom. That's the only team he was actually a member of. He wasn't in there very long. He's more of a solo character.
Hmm.
But he appears in the Stars of Freedom, and there's also T-Rex Fighter and Land Shark. I have Land Shark here, and T-Rex Fighter. That's the astronaut that goes through another planet, prehistoric planet, gains the abilities of basically. He's Superman on this prehistoric planet. He
Hmm.
has all these abilities. And he fights deadly dinosaurs and saves a girl from
Now, of
getting
course,
eaten.
is there an Apex Comics universe that these characters all
Yes, there is. There
you
is.
have them all crossover
I,
and all that?
I have my Apex Comics universe. I have a various amount of characters. I have Madame X from World War II, Nikolai Steele, he's a Russian super soldier. I completely chromium steel skin. He can revert back to normal. And some, oh yeah, I also have Enforcer Inc., which is the current. Well, I've created this team back in the 80s when I was still drawing. Actually, I came up with this team back in 1974, as early as that when I was 11. I developed these
Keep
characters.
talking, Apex. I'll be right back.
Yeah, Enforcer Inc. I have more than 6 members to the team. It's between 6 and 8 or 10 people. It depends who appears in each issue. But I've had sketch pads with fleshing out these characters, even put markers to color on a lot of these. But these are basically your main characters from this card sheet that I have. And we'll start with the Giant. He is a Dr. David Worley who comes up with a growth serum for plants. Like you want to make tomatoes super huge or apples or vegetables larger to actually fight hunger in very dry climates like Ethiopia, places like that. So somehow he develops a formula, tries it on himself, well, forcibly by some villains, and he becomes a super huge character. They're able to stomp out crime where he steps. We have the Freedom Strike. He was originally another character originally with powers, but he lost his powers, and he is hand-to-hand combat. Um, he's a good marksman and demolitions. And we also have Fedara. She's a woman of the fourth dimension. She's a winged warrior on her planet or her dimension. She's believed to be an angel, a warrior angel, but she's a lot more. She's very compassionate. Has she's very strong. Has a power to heal others, and can fly, and has different types of combat weapons. And over here we have Tanar the Tiger Man, who's originally from the San Diego Zoo. He's an experiment from some supervillains. He's a half man, half tiger creature. He's He's a Hispanic character, as an overall good guy, very ferocious. Then we have Armornaut. This is my version of Iron Man, Armornaut. No one knows the true identity of Armornaut. He is a very technological warrior. Uh, he's a master of hardware, weapons, and innovation. And we have, last but not least, the Lightning. Yes, I have a, a pre-costume character of the Lightning before this transition. He has a metallic style helmet with the lightning symbols. He has a power to master lightning and light, and able to fly on his lightning uh, projectiles. He flies through, shoots lightning bolts and beams and rays of light. Very formidable superhero. And there you have Enforcer Inc. This is the card sheet that I came up with just to test things out, and we'll go from there. I've
All right.
developed a new story, 6 pages worth. More
Yeah.
than that, it's a 14-page ashcan coming up, a mini comic. So there you
Yeah,
have it.
I wanted to give you a huge opportunity and all that, but we're already up to 16 minutes, so we're even a little beyond what I was.
All right, let's go ahead and go to it.
Yeah, so and of course, as soon as I can, there we go. Yeah, all right. So, anyways, let's get to the feature attraction now. Uh,
Okay.
going back in time to some older comics, and of course, this is just the setup page here. One of the sites I use for like reading comments, and of course, Apex. I know you said you'll be happy to do the read along and the voices as well. Of
Yeah.
course, as always, if any as we're reading, if anything does catch your attention, feel free. Whether it's the writing or the art or what
Mhm.
have you, feel free to comment and or ask questions, and we'll talk about it obviously. So,
Right.
anyways, on to the first story here. And this one's kind of a classic story because it actually involves um, Superman's very first recurring villain.
Oh, okay.
Do you know? Quick quick trivia question for you. Do you know who Superman's first recurring villain is, or
Would it
recurring villain?
would it be Mr. Mixelplick?
No.
That's before that, huh?
Yeah.
Um,
But we're talking
it's,
about
it's
we're
not
back in
it's
the
not
golden
Lex
age.
Luthor,
So
is it? It's not Lex Luthor, is it?
no, Lex Luthor was actually the second recurring villain, and what
The
we get
Toy
into
Man. Was
him.
it Toy Man?
No,
Mm, he had a lot of villains. I can't remember. I don't know who was it.
Ultra Humanite.
Okay, what when did he first appear?
He debuted in issue number 13, and there was a stretch there like over like a nine issues from
Uh
like
huh.
issue 13 to 21, where through those 9 issues he appeared in 6 of them. And there were and of course this is still before he transferred his this is still before he transferred his brain into a albino ape, you
Oh
know
wow.
which I may have just given a little too much information there. But
Oh
and you'll see why in a moment here, because there's a little interesting little thing about this story we're about to hit up right now. um and you'll see for yourself.
right.
Oh, there we go, right there. There's
Oh wow.
action comic. There's Superman in the upper corner there.
I love how he breaks those chains. That is so iconic.
Yeah. 2000 and the 10 cents right there. This issue, an outstanding comic strip today. Superman, 2000 prizes, gigantic contest in this is. Now, I don't know if you've been on the times when I've mentioned this, but the comics back in the golden age here
Yeah.
were probably a little bit more akin to highlights magazines for kids. with
Yeah.
more with a comic. And well, you know that they were not called comic books at this point; they were called comic magazines.
Right.
So,
They were magazine size in a way. They're larger than the actual
yeah.
comic books. Yeah.
Well, even back in these days, they were like 64,
Pages
64 pages. Yeah.
for 10 cents. God, what a deal.
Mm-hmm. They
Ah, take
and
me back to
look
those
at some
days.
of these ads for some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Microscope set, radio transmitter, learn self defense. You know, all kinds of goodies to to buy. Adding machine for $1.29. Today that might be like $20.
Yeah. Like a calculator nowadays.
And look at this.
You get firearms. Holy
Yeah.
crap. You get blank cartridge pistols. They're selling. Oh, man. They're selling all kinds of.
Could you imagine the uproar today if they were doing this, if they were
Oh my
actually
God.
advertising
Contraband in a
and
comic
in the
book.
comic
Oh my God. Hide the children. Don't look, kids. You too can buy contraband from your funny books. Oh, yeah.
so, Superman by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster.
I love that logo.
Yeah.
Superman.
Hmm. Classic, huh? Yeah. Of course, usually when I do try to read these Golden Age Superman stories,
Mm,
one of the things I do try to do is I try at my best. I don't think I really do it as well, but I do try my best to try to catch Bud Collier's inflections and all that. You know who Bud
yeah.
Collier was?
Was he the voice actor for the Superman animation? Uh,
For a couple of different animes, he was one of the voice actors who provided the voice of Superman in the Fleischer Famous Studios shorts in the
yes.
early 40s.
This is a job for Superman.
And then Filmation actually hired him on to do the voice of Superman in the late 60s there for their
Wow.
Justice League cartoon. So
Yeah, every time he says this is a job for Superman, the inflections change a bit as every video. There's times when that very first one has a lot of power in his voice. This is a job for Superman, and you get to like maybe after 12 videos, it'll say this is a job for Superman.
yeah,
You notice the inflections come a little different, like he's getting tired of saying that line.
yeah,
Oh, that's kind of funny.
yeah. So with an ominous creaking and snapping, the metal supports of an elevated railway commence to give way, but before the train above can crash to its ruin, a weird costumed figure um, streaks forward, holds the massive structure erect with his bare hands until the train um, traverses to safety, then springs out of view before amazed onlookers can stammer questions. So look at that. Now here it does seem like they're depicting him flying, even though early on he wasn't. They said that his power set didn't necessarily include flying or more like leaping. But
Yeah,
here,
I love the inset of this. This is a great looking panel. You see a nice perspective by Joe Schuster. You see
mhm,
the platform there and the train. He's just flying up there to save. Just lifts it up there, and it's the big dynamic flash of the light that he's
mhm,
holding it up. And I mean, that's a nice panel. I mean, you don't see this anymore at DC Comics.
yeah. Shortly after Superman, savior of the helpless and oppressed, plummets down plummets down from the sky into the protecting darkness of an alley. So, you that now that's quite some narration there, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Ducks into the I got changed back to Clark Kent. Don't want to get
Mhm.
caught.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Oh.
Oh, do you want me to read? Oh, okay.
Well,
So I'll do Clark Kent. Okay. Uh, okay.
well, no, I was just coming over to the
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, to my my spiel. Apex Comics Cavalcade Ash Can and Apex Comics Golden Age mini comics set. $10 each postpaid or 2 for 20 with bonus gift. And there's the address there on the PayPal link. And yes, take advantage of it, y'all. I'm running short of copies. Never know when I'll run out. Buy them when you can.
all right. So, all right. Well, I guess if you want to do Clark, that's fine. I was gonna do Clark. I'll usually do like the narration of the main characters unless somebody like
Okay.
asks, But I'll have you do. I guess I can
Thank
have
you.
you do Clark and Superman, in
Thank you
this
so
case,
much.
and then
Appreciate it.
usually as we go on, I'll assign like what as we get into bubbles and stuff.
Okay.
I'll either do it myself, obviously, or
Yeah.
assign my co-host the
Thank
particular.
you.
All right. So and there, donning civilian garments, is transformed into the meek Daily Star ace reporter Clark Kent. Now, as you probably know, this is these early stories were a little bit different. In fact, some people in the DC universe lore call this period. He's not Clark. This Superman is not on Earth Earth 2. He's on Earth 2A as an alternative Earth 2.
Okay. Right.
Where instead of working for the Daily Planet, he's working for the Daily Star, and instead of working for Perry White, he's working for George Taylor.
Huh. I didn't know that. That's wild. Okay. And now to get that story into print before rival reporters scoop me.
Later, in the managing editor's office,
Remember, Chief, you promised me a vacation for my next scoop. You could be the chief.
oh yeah, I'll do the I was gonna do the chief there. Said, um, I'll have to amend that to a vacation mixed with business. Take a train to Hollywood and send back some movie news. And thus does it occur that 2 days later, Clark finds himself within the movie capital. Um,
This is my press card. Will you permit me to enter now?
hmm. That's different. Step right in. Um, Clark joins a group of visitors being guided about the sets. Um, quiet now. If you're silent, you'll be permitted to watch the filming of a scene starring Dolores Winters. Now, a little bit of a tidbit here.
Yeah.
Dolores Winters is a key component to this story.
Okay.
I won't say why yet. You'll see as we read it. But does the name Dolores Winters sound familiar to you?
I remember Shelley Winters. She was an actress there. She did some 1940s style, 1940s movies and things. She also was in the Poseidon Adventure in the 1970s. But Dolores Winters, is there a real Dolores Winters, or is this just a made up name?
This is well, she's native to the DCU basically.
Oh, okay, right.
She does have, as I said, she does have kind of a very interesting story unfold here. I'm not going to spoil it for you.
Oh,
You'll just
okay.
have to wait and see.
All right.
Detected only by Clark's telescopic vision is an intended assassin. Look at where how they got the assassin set up there.
That's
Uh,
behind the spotlight there, about to shoot the actress, I think. Whoa.
seizing a trailing rope, stealing a trailing rope down from the scaffold. Clark jerks, and the assassin careens downward.
Look out!
If it hadn't been for you, come on, get him out of here. And I usually will do the women when I of course don't have other women to or have a woman here to do it. I usually will do the
Okay.
women.
All right.
So
Get that womanly voice out.
I owe my life to you. How can I ever thank you?
By permitting me to interview you. You see, I'm a newspaper reporter.
And notice her look here, and I think this is Dolores, by the way. Notice
Okay.
her look here. Does
Huh.
she kind of remind you of anybody?
Lois Lane?
Yep. I was just thinking the same
That's
thing. I
so
mean,
dead on. Wow. Lois? You can't be an actress. Why aren't you in New
obviously
York?
this isn't Lois Lane. This is somebody else, but again, similar look there.
Oh, yeah.
Then I'll expect you to call on me tomorrow night. Now, when was the last time you heard somebody say it like that?
Like never right now.
Not in
Like
our
in
lifetime,
movies?
right?
Not our
How many
universe
times have you
nowadays.
ever heard somebody say, "Well, then, I'm either saying I'm going to call on you, or I'll expect to call on you, or expect you to call on me."
Okay. Well, expect my phone call, madam.
Yeah,
Uh,
but you know what she means by this, right?
yeah, of course. Look at her
Yeah,
eyes. They're all flirty.
yeah. Next evening,
But I tell you, Miss Winters invited me to drop in, and
hmm, sorry, she's not seeing you or anyone.
you must have misunderstood her. She said I could interview her, and that's just what I'm going to do.
Stop! You can't enter. What is the trouble? This fool reporter this fool reporter. He insists he had an appointment to see you.
Perhaps you'll set him straight, Miss Winters.
I'm not the slightest I'm not the slightest but interested in I'm not the slightest bit interested in being interviewed. And so, good evening. That evening, as Clark retires,
I save her life. Then she slams the door in my face. It doesn't make sense. Females are a puzzle. Movie queens in particular. Isn't that the truth?
the great
Poor
mystery of
Clark.
woman, right? The great
Right?
mystery of woman.
Dag nabbit. Isn't that the truth?
Yeah. But what do you think of the story so far? And what do you think could be going on here?
Well, I think she's hiding something. She seems very peculiar that she doesn't want anyone uh interfere interfering in her personal business, especially from reporters. She's keeping something secret. I don't know what, but we'll find out.
Well, and did you notice the switch here? She
Yeah.
she was all like
Hmm.
looking forward to it, and then all of a sudden it's like a one. She did a 180.
Yeah, she did. I don't know why. Somebody must have frightened her. I told her to
Well,
shut
could
up about
could
something.
be, could be.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna spoil it because I kind of know I kind of know
Yeah.
what's up. But
Yeah.
next morning, extra Dolores Winters to retire from screen.
I'll take one. So she's going to throw a big farewell party on her yacht tonight. Well, I'm not interested. I'll just forget she ever existed. Good one, Clark.
That night, laughing and joking, a gay crowd composed of leading movie actors, writers, directors, and producers loudly climb aboard the Sea Serpent for for a huge send-off gay party or send-off party. Okay, so before I continue here,
Yeah.
you notice the word gay in there, right?
Yeah. Of course, gay meant happy back in the day.
Right. I always I bring that up quite a bit.
And then of course it's current Hollywood. Either you're gay, Jewish, or a political party affiliate.
Yeah. So, let's see. Trying to figure out where that one.
I'll do this one, lady. Tell us, Dolores, why are you quitting the screen?
What was that? The lady?
No, that was another lady in the background. I
Yeah.
was just reading her.
Well, because I wasn't sure with that first balloon if it was the lady or the guy right there. Because
That's a lady.
you think it's the lady.
Yeah.
All right. You love your work so much. It's strange you'd walk out on it. It it's it's really quite simple. Money was my goal. I've achieved enough of it, and so I'm quitting. As again, I'm thinking these people probably noticed a sudden change in her too.
Yeah.
You almost get that impression. As time passes, the party grows more and more gay.
Gay.
Of course, back in 1939, they were meaning that it was more and
Happy.
more happy.
I'm happy and
Not,
joyous. I'm fun, drinking and dancing. Man, I like to be there too, man. Enjoy the little Hollywood parties. Why not? Back in 1939, it is.
yeah, yeah. I wouldn't want to be at a Hollywood party now, but
No, it
but
gets all weird.
but it would be real cool if we could go and hang out at a Hollywood party back in 1939. I'm pretty sure.
Give me that time machine. We'll capture that experience.
Yeah. Thus permitting Dolores to slip away unnoticed. Lift lift anchor and shove off. Right away. Look, we're moving out to sea. We're moving out to sea.
Huh? Let me see.
You picked that up pretty good. um, what's the idea, Dolores? I haven't time for a cruise. No. Well, nevertheless, you're going on one.
Ooh.
At that moment, several machine gun armed men step in and cover the guest. Now, before we start getting into all the speaking and stuff,
Okay.
any thoughts on what could be going on here? I just
Uh,
want
I
to
think
get the
she's out there. I guess she's gonna be. She must be the main boss of these hitmen. I guess they're going to. She's gonna steal all their valuables and she's gonna take off with them and retire for good. That's my assumption. I'm probably wrong about that. Or she's probably just. I don't know what she wants. I don't know what Dolores wants.
well.
It's
Wait and see. Actually, at least on that part of it, yeah, she does end up being the boss here.
that's what I'm
But
thinking.
there is a twist coming.
I'm sure there is.
A very interesting twist.
Okay.
So I'm trying not to spoil it. I know that dropping hints like that, might be doing too much, but it's going to be quite an interesting twist.
Okay.
What is this? A joke?
If it is, it's certainly a poor one.
You 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 will all kindly raise your hands.
Oh boy.
I get it. This is a novel stunt to liven up the party. I, I warn you, stand back. Yeah! She shot him down in cold blood. and and if you others don't behave, you'll get the same medicine.
Shipload of celebrities unexpectedly vanishes. The
All right.
Daily Star.
Um. Okay. Well, actually, next day morning headlines. Try it like
Oh,
try it like this. Shipload of celebrities unexpectedly vanishes.
yeah, there you go. That's good.
You know what I did right there? Like
Yeah, yeah.
for like
Shipload of
newspaper readers,
celebrities unexpectedly vanishes.
right? For usually for like newspaper headline readings like that,
Yeah,
or if I'm like doing like thought balloons,
right.
I usually do this to kind of differentiate between conversation and like thought or reading.
Mm, right.
It's kind of a little trick. It's an
Yeah,
older trick, but
that's good.
uh, it has just been learned that the regular crew of the Sea Serpent was fired by Miss Winters just before the yacht's disappearance. This is a most puzzling affair.
Mm.
Aboard the missing yacht, um, hand me that microphone. Here's where I broadcast a message that'll startle the world.
Whoa.
Attention, world. Dolores Winters broadcasting from the Sea Serpent on 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 board my vessel. I hold captive some of the wealthiest people alive, and if their relatives wish to see them again, they'll have to pay plenty.
Whew. So Dolores Ransom demands a total of $5 million. This is the greatest mass kidnapping ever attempted.
Wow, quite a feat there. Huh?
Damn. How about that?
That evening, as Clark strolls toward Colossal Film Studio,
It was announced that tonight's secret instructions on how to deliver ransom money would be revealed to the studio manager. I'd like to know that information myself. But you could see from my press card that I'm a newspaper correspondent.
um, even if you were the king of Sam, you couldn't enter tonight. Sorry, those are my orders. Um, retiring to an alley, Clark removes his outer garments, revealing himself Clark as Superman. Before you continue there, Apex, couple of things there.
Mm.
One, what do you in this particular case? What do you think the word retiring means? Because it here obviously it has a slightly different meaning than what most people would think of it today.
Well, he's removing himself from the current action. Would be retire would mean in this case. He's
Right.
actually substituting for another action for. So he's going to do some Superman feats.
Yeah. And on an interesting little side note from an article I covered the other day, um, I don't know if you were on a few Sundays ago when we were talking about the latest Superman cartoon, My Adventures with Superman. And one of the
Yeah.
other things people have been very critical of is kind of the magical girl transformations that Superman goes through instead of just simply, discarding his outer garments. So,
Well, you got to do the old school way. It's more believable.
yeah.
Uh,
Um, all right. So, okay. So,
okay, it's time Superman went into action.
get going. I tell you, no one's entering this studio tonight.
You don't say. They say there's exception to every rule, and in this case, it's me.
He landed behind that building. Get him. Tearing. let's see, tearing the
Hear,
guards. Oh wait, no,
oh, hearing the
Ste-
guards. Yeah.
steering the guards approaching. Superman takes a terrific leap that carries him from far out of view. Now remember, back then he could
It's
leap at
leaping.
least of a mile, not fly yet.
Yeah.
So,
I haven't played hide and go seek in years, but it's still a lot of fun.
hmm. What the no sight of him? Where is he, Jim? If you ask me, if you ask me, Jim was seeing things out of out of his own imagination. Superman, a veritable human fly, swiftly scales the side of the studio's administration building. You would think that this was Spider Man and not
Yeah,
Superman, right?
I know. Why is he clinging to walls now? That's a
Again, this
rare.
is still early on in Superman's mythos.
Yeah, it's fun though. See him
Yeah,
progress throughout that.
it's well, yeah, it is fun to go back and see how things were back then and how they developed stories and how they developed the art and all that. You know,
I've noticed they numbered their panels. This is panel 44, and there's 45 right next to it. I've
yeah,
never seen that much
yeah.
of that.
Well, they did that more back in these because you have to remember too, these were anthologies. They're
Yeah,
not like feature books like you see today. These
no,
were anthologies, so
right,
and
right.
that's part of the reason why there were so many pages because they were anthologies. They were magazine style anthologies as
Yeah,
opposed to
yeah.
feature books. So
Hmm.
within the studio manager's office, I'll let you do the studio manager here.
I wish that ransom message would hurry and come. I'm rapidly going daffy.
And what does Daffy mean here?
Crazy?
Uh huh. Well, again, Daffy Duck, right?
Right.
Um, the manager's office, the manager's apprehension would have increased could he have seen the fantastic figure regarding him from outside his window.
I found my man.
That's an interesting way of saying that.
Yeah, yeah.
Fantastic figure regarding him from outside his window.
Huh.
That's an interesting way of putting that.
I found my man. Now to enter the adjoining room. What in it materialized right out of the empty air. It's from Dolores. She says,
As Superman concentrates, his X-ray vision peers through the room's walls. And you see that effect there when he's using his
yeah,
vision. Look at that effect. What
it's
now?
lightning.
As an artist, as a comic book creator, writer,
Hmm.
artist,
Hmm.
what's your take on that? What's your
I
view?
think it's I love how brilliant that looks like back in the late 30s. That's what you would see is these lightning type strokes from the eyes and some flashes there. It makes sense. He's doing something superior ability to look through walls and see what he's reading.
Yeah. Enabling him to read the message over the studio head's shoulder. Um,
Place for place for mission within the oh god the center lighthouse at 12 o'clock midnight. Dolores.
yeah. So here you are. I knew I wasn't imagining things.
You haven't got me yet.
Um, get him! He's climbing toward the roof. As Superman reaches the roof, waiting guards close in.
So long, boys. Better luck next time.
Superman fig, uh, Superman's figure sails out into the night until it is engulfed in darkness and disappears from view. Engulfed in darkness and disappears from view. Again, another nice phrasing there.
Engulfed in darkness. Oh boy. Did you see that?
He he whizzed away like a rocket.
We must all be dreaming.
Later that night, near the Centel lighthouse,
Just a few minutes before midnight. Here goes.
a motorboat speeds through the water toward the lighthouse.
$5 million ransom. The girl's mad to demand soon a fantastic sum. But what can we do?
As Superman sights the approaching motorboat, the ducks underwater. He ducks underwater to await further developments.
A buoy is
Yeah,
dropped into the water from the motorboat.
yeah. I would eventually got that. It just sometimes it's a little hard catching this.
Yes.
From underwater, Superman observes the boat turn and leave.
Huh.
Um, 15, 30, 45 minutes elapse while the Man of Tomorrow remains underwater awaiting developments.
So he can hold his breath for like a long time underwater. He's
Mm-hmm.
not even a aquatic character. He's like a superior being, and like you can't drown the man. In back in the day, I guess. Okay, can it be that the note was a hoax?
When it begins to appear that Superman is in for a fruitless wait, a submarine moves into view. Look at that. Can you imagine having that? Can you imagine having that perspective, like sitting right there and then watching this submarine go by
Submarine.
like that?
That'd be great just to see all that when you're underwater, not worrying to have to hold your breath. Uh,
Hmm. A ray shoots out from the submarine, engulfs the buoy. Um, then buoy and ransom money, attracted by a magnetic ray, um, are drawn within the vessels. And interesting, And I know, I think it was a couple weeks ago when I had Metal on here, we were talking about
yeah,
these writers' understanding of science, right?
yeah.
A magnetic ray pulling. Okay, the buoy, yeah, but a bag of ransom money. I don't
Uh,
think there's anything metallic in the bag, right?
well, unless there's something metal inside the bag, I don't know. That's got to be hard.
Yeah. As the undersea craft moves off, Superman swims after it. Overtaking it, he climbs aboard, then, clinging to its side, travels along with it toward an unknown destination.
Damn.
Um,
On continues the sub as minutes
oh, no.
pass into hours.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was on in or what. It just didn't seem to make sense to me
Yeah.
while I was pausing there.
2 hours since they scooped up the buoy. Where in the world are we headed for?
The enigma is answered as the submarine commences to enter an underwater cavern. Uh, loosing his hold, loosing as
Yeah.
opposed to loosening.
Yeah.
Um, Loosing his hold on the craft, Superman swims into the cavern. The subs in the sub's wake.
Oh, wow.
Um, Emerging within the air-filled cavern, Superman climbs onto a ledge and regards the scene from hiding. Okay, what do you think? We get regards in that context again. And what do you think it means in that context?
Oh, means he's on board.
Well, so obviously to survey, look around, right?
Yeah, survey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perhaps I'll soon know the answer to it all.
Hello. Any results?
Yes, we've got the buoy.
Hmm. The wealth-laden buoy is lowered into the cavern. Now, now that you've the ransom. Oh, that's actually some. Oh, that's another woman altogether. Oh, now that you. Oh, wait, you want to do that other woman
Yeah.
because I think you did that. Did
Oh,
her earlier.
okay. Now that you've got the ransom money, will you leave us go at once?
Don't don't be fools. I never intended to release you alive.
Ooh,
There's a twist coming. I'll put it that way.
wow.
There's a very interesting twist coming.
Hey.
The, those helmets on your heads are attached to a control board. A fling of this watch, my gullible ones, and you are all electrocuted.
She's evil. Let go of that switch.
Superman, but you'll never reach me in time. Tearing off a huge
Stalagmite.
stalagmite, Superman throws it straight and true at the switchboard. It uh, it it alights almost it
Amidst.
alights amidst smashed wires. Dolores closes the switch. Why don't you? Why don't you die?
Because he broke the electrical connection. And now you, Vixen, I'll give you a lesson you'll never forget.
Snatching a lighted torch from the wall, Dolores waves it. Uh, yeah, waves it toward the faces of her captives. Back, or I'll burn their faces off. Burn their faces to a crisp.
No, no! I believe you'd actually do it.
Superman has a sudden burst of intuition.
Those evil blazing
Oh,
eyes.
wait. Before you read that, go
Yeah.
back. Okay, look at her face right there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Look at her face.
She
And
look,
I think we're about to get the big reveal here.
yeah, she looks
Now, now,
fierce.
now, 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 read it. Now, read Superman's thing.
Those evil blazing eyes. There's only one person on this earth who could possess them. Ultra.
You get what the big reveal is?
She's the ultra humanite.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Considering that he was a withering old man in his previous appearances.
Wow.
But but we're about to get all that. Um,
That's crazy.
you 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 are indeed perceptive, Superman. You thought you had killed me in our last encounter, didn't you? But look, as you can see, I'm very much alive.
But I saw you die myself.
My my assistants, finding my body, revived me via via adrenaline, and they forgot to eat there.
Yeah.
Um, However, it was clear that my recovery could be only temporary. And so, following my instructions, they kidnapped Dolores Winters yesterday. Oh wait, no, and so, following my instructions, they kidnapped Dolores Winters yesterday and placed my mighty brain in her young, vital body.
It
Da da
appears.
da
Uh,
da. You see now
wow.
what the big reveal is there?
That's the reveal. That's insane.
I I told you there was going to be a twist.
That's a big twist.
Quite a creative one too.
Yeah. Giving the writers a talent in this tale.
Yeah.
It
Well,
appears.
this would kind of become, granted, I haven't read a whole bunch of Ultra Humanite stories,
No.
but but
This is a doozy.
from what I have read a little bit here and there in terms of like synopses and stuff like that, this would become one of his motifs, the idea of transferring his brain from one body to another.
So you kind of become ultra trans.
Oh boy, yeah.
Okay. It appears that we're deadlocked.
Either, um, either, either you leave, or I'll scorch the captives at once. Just give me a second. I gotta do something here real quick. Abruptly, Superman summons all the power in his powerful lungs and blows out the torch from where he stands. You, you blew it out.
And here's where I end your fiendish career of crime.
Wow, look at that fiendish career of crime. Dramatic saying there, huh?
Oh, yeah, it's great.
You'll, you'll have to catch me first.
You won't get away this time.
But Superman, once underwater, finds no trace of Ultra.
He must have had. He must have as many lives as a cat.
Returning to the service, Superman finds the prisoners overcome. He finds the prisoners have overcome their guards. Now raise them.
Nice work. You can now enter the submarine and return to land and safety. I guess you no longer have any need for me.
Wait, I'll give you a fortune if you'll star in the movies.
Sorry, not interested.
uh, yeah, especially after dealing with Dolores Winters, right?
Yeah, who needs a job in Hollywood?
Yeah, it's like he probably thinks of it as big of a pain in the rear as we do today, right?
Yeah, yeah, he did. He did foresee that.
When Clark returns to Metropolis and reports back to his editor, um, you go on your vacation and secure a great scoop. That's what I call being a fine newspaper man.
Well, it's the end of a swell vacation and an interesting news story. But is it the end? Did Ultra escape? If so, will he continue his evil career? Only the future can tell.
And then we got a couple of Sandman appears each and every month in Adventure Comics. Don't fail to read the thrilling and daring deeds of the Batman every month in Detective Comics.
Yeah.
And look at those designs on Sandman and Batman in particular.
Oh, yeah.
Somewhat of a far cry from what we know today, right?
Oh,
Um,
man. Those are so unique, so legendary.
so I'll just kind of breeze through here the rest of this thing and see what smart guy.
Smart guy.
Morgan.
Pep
Morgan was kind of
Morgan. What a name.
Morgan was kind of a athlete hero. Again,
Yeah,
these are anthologies, so you have a little bit of everything in here.
some filler material. Yeah,
See Chuck Dawson, which was a
Chuck
western.
Dawson. Yeah, well, that's a fun. Horses are tough to draw. I get it. That they did
With
a good job.
Carson, another
Flip,
adventure type.
Flip Carson. That looks kind of cool.
What do you think of the color schemes here? How they're using color
Very
here.
vibrant back in the day.
Here it is, the greatest contest in comic book history. Over 2,000 wonderful free prizes.
Are they really free though? Hmm.
Tex Thompson and the
Tex
zombies.
Thompson. Oh, this looks
Considered
cool.
silly.
I kind of like that. Tex Carson.
Yeah. Now you know that Tex Thompson would, of course, go on to become Mr. America and America Mando, right? Were you aware of that?
I know.
Yeah, he was a member of the All Star Squad. Probably not. He's I'd say he's like the third hero here, after of course Superman and the Tara.
So he later becomes Mr. America, and he has a whip as a weapon, right?
Right.
Okay,
Here's the three aces, which are it's an aviator type story here.
that's cool.
Good. Again, a good mix of stories here.
I really like those anthologies. They have a certain character about them.
Yeah. Well, even RJ on his show the other night.
Zatara, Master
Zatara,
Magician, and the Movement. Oh, Zatara's the father of Zatanna.
right. And
Yeah,
the funny thing is, he originally started. In his case, he started out as a character from Earth 2
yeah.
and then migrated to Earth 1.
Is
That's
that a
why.
butterfly girl? It looks like a butterfly girl. Go back. Go back a little bit. Go back where there's a girl in the foreground. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Up. Was it? Is she a butterfly girl? What is that?
Maybe. I mean, this is probably like another interplanetary
Oh,
type.
that's crazy. It's like Vincent Price with antennas. That's crazy. Wow. I like
And
that
they had
cover.
just started the Superman book as
Oh, the
well.
ads are in color. Look at that.
They did have that at one point.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I'm gonna get to the setup of the next story we'll read, which is of course
All right.
from Flash #2,
Yeah.
Hawkman.
Okay.
But before we read, I'm gonna need to step away from the computer for a moment. So
Yeah.
if you
Let me go.
wanna give some commentary on what we've read thus far, or
These are
promote something, or
very unique comic book strips. I'm entertained. Feels like I'm back in the day. I pick one up at the newsstand and 64 pages of wow for 10 cents. I mean,
well, I'm happy to hear that because I would hope that when we do these,
yeah,
that's everybody's reaction, like feeling
I
like they're
love it.
back in the day.
Yeah, you just stopped into the grocery store or to the drugstore and you see a comic rack or maybe a comics at the newsstand. You pay your 10 cents for each book. You get maybe an armload of them from the newsstand. You pay like maybe $1 for like 10 books. You just grab them up and put them in a bag and go on your merry way. Go home and read those marvelous 64-page treasures.
As I said, of course, I need to step away from the computer
All right.
for a moment. So I'll be right back. But again, I just talk to everybody.
All right. Put me on big screen if you want. All right. Here we have some more promoting here. In the descriptions below, you can purchase your Apex Comics Cavalcade Ashcan Plus. You can have, if you pay 2 for 20 or $10 each, you get the Golden Age, you get the Apex Comics Golden Age mini comic set, 2 mini comics, You get Madam X and Nikolai Starr. Madam X has 32 pages of story and art by Brett Cantrell. And Nikolai Starr has about 28 pages of story and art by Brett Cantrell, aka Apex Comics. And you have a print in the back, a wonderful value at $10. And of course, you have the Apex Comics uh, Cavalcade Ash Can, $10 for this. Also includes a surprise print on the back. This is actually a photocopy of the original art for this, and I kind of upgraded the art. You have the girl in the upgraded art, and the original one you don't have a girl in the background. This is a different cover altogether. But yeah, Apex Comics Cavalcade Ashcan, you get a new print in the back of the backing board, as well as Apex Comics Golden Age mini comic set. You get a free print as well. But if you buy 2 for $20, you get an additional prize or additional bonus gift, should I say? Either something original. It could be original. It could be a sketch card. It could be a piece of original art. It could be some pencil sketches I may have drawn up in the past to develop these wonderful features that I've produced throughout the years. So yes, available at my PayPal link in the description. And we have Cross Comics, Rick Piper. Hello. He says, hi, all. Hi, Rick. Hi, Cross Comics. Cross Comics has his own YouTube channel. If you would, please subscribe to Cross Comics on YouTube. He has quite a wonderful channel. He has marvelous guests on his live streams. Very good, productive gentleman. He has his Canadian Shield book, issues 1 and 2, and which also Snowdrift, one of his other characters, appears in the book, as well as other projects coming up from Cross Comics. So thank you for coming in, Cross. If you would, please share this video. Please like, subscribe, ring bell for notifications for Mike Walters. You've seen me from time to time. Apex Comics. No Apex After Dark this weekend. I'm trying to make money driving Uber, that sort of deal. So yeah, making the rounds. And I'll make rounds on other programs and shows. I appear sometimes on Devil Fire Momentum channel, and I haven't been to Cross Comics channel in a while, so I might have to drop by over there sometime. If you want to have me on, Rick, I'm more than happy to appear if you want. So yeah, and of course Mike Walters. Every now and then I'm the co-host tonight, and we're going over some Golden Age comics, old DC comics from December 1939. We just now finished the Action Comics, I believe issue number 20, if I'm not mistaken, from 1939. It's an anthology comic book. In fact, I went to the comic shop today and got some books. I saw a reproduction of Action Comics number 1, but they're charging $6.99 for. It's the entire book. It's the anthology, everything. I believe it's 64 pages for that price. I think it's 64. They make them very big and bold back in the day. Of course, their economy was early, and it didn't have the inflation like we have today. Comic books, 10 cents for 64 pages. That's astounding nowadays, but back then it's appropriate because it's printed on newspaper pulp.
Hey, Rick, welcome to the show. You're more than welcome to come. I guess he's responding to you. Well,
Yeah.
if you want to read that one, because I think that's directed
Cross
at
Comic
you.
says you're more than welcome to come on mine anytime. I mostly have people come on through my Discord. Okay, I used to have Discord. I didn't really care about Discord that much, in my opinion. I'm sure it's a good source, uh, to keep in touch. I may come back on Discord. You never know. Well, since I am working on getting my crowdfunder together for Fembat, I'm going to be on fundmycomic.com to promote that. I may have to go on their Discord for that. So it looks like I may have to return to Discord
Well,
after
Fun
all.
My Comic, that's something that RJ pushes a lot too.
Yeah,
So, and he has normal StreamYard, so you can probably. I'm sure RJ will be happy to have you on.
that'd be great. RG's cool.
All right. So with that, we're gonna move on to our next story here. We're gonna be looking at Hawkman and his battle against Alexander the Great, and this is kind of a recurring villain. Not too recurring. He does have one other appearance later on. I think it's in All Star Annual.
Yeah.
But anyways, number 2, February. Flash Comics 10 cents, lightning fast action mystery adventure featuring in this issue the Hawkman, the Flash, fastest man alive, the Whip,
The Whip.
Cliff Cromwell, Johnny Thunder, and his Thunderbolt.
Nice.
All right, I'm gonna see if let's see if we can I just added some. There's Jay Garrick's Flash.
Oh yeah, the original.
Yep.
I love that. Oh.
Look at the colors there. Look at how they're using them.
So vibrant.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh yeah, so simple back in the day.
It's almost like you're reading a cartoon there in a way.
Yeah, it is.
Now, granted, cartoons or animated shorts they would use in movie theaters and all that.
Yeah, it's so good. Oh, Cliff Cornwall, special agent.
Mm-hmm. Cornwall. I thought it was Cromwell, but
it's a good artwork here. I wonder who did. I
and
guess
some good girl art too there.
Yeah, I wonder who the artist was back then. Didn't really say. The Hawkman.
The Hawkman.
Sorry.
So, you want to try to do the narration?
Yeah. Foe to crime is the Hawkman, reincarnation of ancient Egyptian warrior, fighter against the strange forces that powerful criminals use. He fights the evil of the present with his collection of the weapons of the past. An unseen force strikes the heart of the city.
It's the end of the world! Earthquake!
Look out for the bricks! High above the catastrophe flies the Hawkman.
I can't understand it. Like a bolt from the blue, and woof. There's Shira down there. Shira!
Shira, beloved comrade of Carter Hall, wealthy collector of weapons and research scientist.
Let me free! You're hurting me! Oh, the Hawkman!
Like a plummet, the hawk drops to the rescue.
Darling, are you all right? Yes, but get me away.
Nice wings.
Mm-hmm.
The weapon room of Carter Hall.
No, Shira. You'll be all right in a second. That terrible crash as the building fell apart. The screams, it was horrible. And yet she would of course eventually become Hawk Girl.
Yeah.
Man, she's playing up the damsel in distress here.
Yeah. That's how of a character, it's
well, again, this is still early on, of course.
Yeah.
I'm getting dressed and we'll have a drink. Be back in a jiffy.
Carter Hall, the Hawkman, emerges.
And you notice how they put Hawkman. Now you notice how they don't call him Hawkman or Batman. They call him the Hawkman or the
The
Batman.
Hawkman. Yeah.
They also hyphenate the word too.
Oh, they did. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what caused the earthquake? I wonder. A man named Alexander. Alexander, how did you know? You said you wouldn't mix in trouble again if we got married. We're engaged, darling, but not married yet. Um, you don't want me to stop? Not if the hawk can avenge the horror of the night. But what do you know about it? It's no use. I may as well tell you.
Shira tells her story.
A great physicist calling himself Alexander the Great is out to conquer the entire globe. He has invented a machine that increases an object's weight 1,000 times. He plans to destroy all seaboard cities unless the government buys him off. Wow, what a plot!
I like it.
Pretty simple and to the point, right?
Oh man, if DC nowadays would actually read these old comics and learn from it, if they're able to learn nowadays, they would have a treasury on their hands. Oh, come
Don't
on.
you just love a show like mine
Yeah, it's
where you can
great.
find these treasures?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Now, if we could just get more people to watch and discover and to help
Yeah.
further discover the treasures, right?
We'll market it more. There you go.
Yeah. Um. Why buy him off when I might be able to do something? He he and he intends to start in America. He wants Alexander's old empire and a modern one too. He's beginning his campaign of terror, or he's beginning his campaign terror tonight. And notice how they spelled tonight back then with a hyphen?
Oh yeah. Also, they just spelled beginning. This will be two ends.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. How do you know all this, Shayera? Because this Alexander has invited us both to dinner tonight.
Whoa, really?
What? It's gospel truth. We're we're to call at 10 for dinner. It's strictly formal. Wow, 10 o'clock dinner. That's kind of late for a formal dinner, don't you think?
Yeah, right. What time to rent a tux? Does he have a tux? He probably does.
Yeah.
And the Hawk's powerful special Lincoln.
Hmm. I don't like this. We're stepping into a trap. Alexander has too much confidence in himself for that. But just in case, I I I brought the hawk's robes. I brought the hawk's robes with me and a Grecian sword of Alexander's time. Your metal your metal owings are in the or your metal okay, metal owings.
Yeah.
Metal I think it's supposed to be metal wings, but oh well.
Metal O wings. It must be the gravitational ninth metal wings. Yeah.
Yeah. Your metal O wings are in the back. What did I ever do without you? You'd get yourself into a jam and not be able to get out of it.
Yeah. Right.
Did you like how I read that, dude?
Yeah. Yeah. The
I think I'm doing
home.
actually pretty good with the girl voices tonight.
There you go. The home of the modern Alexander the Great.
Quite a place, quite a place.
I'll be him. You arrived on time.
Um, why, yes. Is there some sort of show going on?
Some might call it that. I'm hoping you will not. You're the only one I need fear, Hawkman.
You fear me? Of course, darling. Haven't I told him all about you? It's courteous to warn your enemies. Courteous or stupid?
One of our enemies. Lord, reveal. He just punked out her man's identity.
Oh man.
That's not loyal at
Courteous
all.
or stupid?
What a bitch.
Well, okay, answer the question. Courteous or stupid?
Stupid. Just ratted out your husband. My God,
No, her fiance.
her
They're engaged.
fiance.
They're
Yeah,
not married yet.
right. Her fiance. I know the hawk possesses much ancient wisdom lost to the modern generations. The hawk knows much and is wise. He does not enter the fight unless he can win. Unfortunately, I will win between us two. Yet, I would be sure. Shall we dine? The dinner masks the subtle battle between the hawk and Alexander.
You spoke of being sure of victory.
Yes, would you consider $1 million to remain friendly? But first, I would show you my laboratory and a few experiments. Please enter. Inside the laboratory of the world's greatest physicist, allow me to demonstrate for you my weight gun.
Don't don't turn it on me. I weigh enough. Please do. Okay, I should have probably read it the other way, but
Please do, yeah. Okay.
please do.
Observe these light ping pong balls. I drop them in the water. The balls float. Now, please watch as I switch on my machine.
They're thinking.
They are quite heavy. It requires some exertion to lift them.
Would you demonstrate on this wire horse?
Gladly. One moment while I set the machine. Once again, the machine hums and purrs its green message. Now, try to lift it.
Hmm. I can't.
I told you so. Now, do you take the million and leave me in peace?
Okay, so if Hawk, okay, we'll get to his answer in a moment. But let's
Mhm.
just say let's just say he chooses not to resist Alexander here. What
Yeah.
do you think Alexander's response will probably try to be? Given what we just read, given what we just read, what do you think if Hawkman decides to resist Alexander here? What do you think Alexander's response is liable to be, given what we just read?
I'd say Alexander expects him to take the million and leaves. Or he has to have a plan B in scope if plan A doesn't work very well. He has something up his sleeve. He's, I mean, how else would you be a multimillionaire and not have
Well,
a
I
plan?
mean, okay. So we know Hawkman can obviously fly, right?
Right.
Okay, and this guy has apparently developed some kind of gravity
Oh,
increasing ray.
he can actually shoot the weapon on Hawkman's wings. It'll be so heavy he can't fly.
Hmm. That's one possibility. I don't know. I don't know for certain if that exactly is going to happen, but
Mm.
um, and if we do not, do we leave here safely tonight? Um, I must have my sleep out, Alex.
You are free to go always, and as free to call, as long as you do not interfere.
Well, I'm Frank too. I don't know how long that'll be. Well, Carter, I'm curious. Let's go. Let's go. So as not to arouse suspicion.
Mm, yeah,
So I don't think he took the money. He just left.
yeah. Less than a mile down the road, the car jerks to a stop.
What now, little man? My nth metal that's in my wings. Here, it's gravity resisting. If it can stand a dose of that green light, um, I'll declare war on Alexander. Go to it, darling. This metal is lighter than air. It's hard to hold down. I'll try a bit of it. Safe so far. Um, I can reach the machine. Um, I can reach the machine without being discovered. So I guess he had. I guess Hawkman had the same idea that he might that the Alexander might try to use the ray on him, right?
Yeah, yeah. He made it. Now for the test.
Ah, now to lift the stuff and see.
The ninth metal resists the power of the machine.
Good. I guess it's war. Alexander, we'll see if you deserve your title of the Great. Well, what news? The best my ninth metal suffers no effects. The machine multiplies the atomic energy. My metal has no such energy in its makeup, and I won't need that sword. Hmm.
Take
Again, one
it.
of those tricky little, and I know RJ and I have talked about this before with some of the, sometimes how they format some of the word bubbles here.
Right.
You know,
Later in Hall's library,
I- if my Grecian sword is no good, why this net and trident? The net made from my ninth metal. It works. Trustly, you use your sword.
hmm, the mimic duel.
Um, you see, the net will stop the weight gun. My trident is made of the nth metal also, and I have on a flexible mesh work of that stuff.
Hmm, nice.
I go tonight to fling the cage a sort of ultimatum. But be careful.
Off to the attack. Alexander plans another barrage. The government would not reply to my ad in the paper. Another dose of this becomes necessary. But as the machine begins to hum, in another moment it will warm up and then adieu, New York. The Hawkman drops like a bullet from the sky.
Just in time.
You, you here again?
Exactly. I fancied you might be surprised, so I came prepared. Will you forego your insane plans, or is it war between us?
I never. I'll beat you yet, you. The hawk does not notice a furtive hand. Ah!
Silly of me.
Alexander drags the wounded Hawkman to his underground laboratory. I'll destroy him with my other machine. When the machine makes him so heavy he can't lift his own body, he'll starve. Now back upstairs to see the results I'm getting there.
Wow, quite an interesting way to get rid of a hero.
Wow, it's something else.
Um, Before I continue on, I need to do one more thing lighting wise here, as it is getting pretty dim.
Right.
So just give me a sec here. I'll be right back. So you want to talk more about the story here as I'm going?
Yeah, this is really a great story from Adventure Comics. I forget what issue number it is, but I'm sure we'll probably uh, summarize that later in the program. Oh, okay. Let's read the comments here. Cross Comics says, "Here is a link to my Discord." Okay, it says you're more than welcome. Yeah, here's a link to my Discord, and there's a link below for Cross Comics Discord if you like to check that out.
All right. So, and to correct you, this is actually Flash Comics, not
Oh,
Adventure
Flash.
Comics.
That's right, Flash Comics.
We're going to do Adventure Comics number 46 after this story. So,
Okay, yeah,
and
it's Flash Comics.
we'll be reading the Sandman feature there once
Nice.
we're done with this story.
Okay.
But,
Okay, we're done with this panel.
mhm.
There we go. Full on the Hawkman's body plays the green light.
Um,
Shira grows nervous while waiting.
he, he said he'd start back in 30 minutes. It's nearly an hour. I'm going in.
Oh boy.
The Hawk, what's happened to him? The weight gun. It's still going strong. I hear that machine humming.
She discovers the Hawk in the underground laboratory.
Oh! Hawk! Are you hurt? Hawk, don't move. Don't let the ray get in your eyes. Right you are. I turned it off. Now what? Now for Alexander and how I mean. Feet below, this is my party. You you selfish thing.
All is in readiness.
Oh yeah?
You!
Me and you.
Using his net carefully, the Hawk draws in.
No you don't. This time it's for keeps. Roman trident against Greek brains and modern weapons.
Ugh!
You're safe. Of course, get busy.
That's right.
This machine must be destroyed. So now other crackpot so no other crackpot can ever use it. And the one downstairs? This goes into my collection. You would? Oh, how about finishing our cocktails now? No, Carter. Come and eat your breakfast. It's ready.
Okay. Follow the Hawkman into new and exciting adventures in the next month's Flash Comics.
Of course, we've already seen the Flash, we've seen Hawkman, we've seen the Whip, I believe, or let's see,
It's Johnny
we got
Thunderdome.
Johnny Thunder here,
Wow.
Johnny Thunder and his Thunderbolt.
Wow.
I was actually thinking about reading this one, but then I saw it was a continuing story, and rather than start a continuing story where we just come right back to it, that's why. And when
Yeah.
I saw that the Hawkman story had Alexander the Great in it,
Yeah.
and he's somebody who actually comes back in a issue of All-Star Annual. I guess it's All-Star Squadron Annual. I don't know what number, but it's one of the annuals.
Yeah, that's a great series.
Yeah. So, and so you had the Justice Society, which was Earth 2's version of Justice League. And the
Yeah,
All-Star Squadron was a much bigger one that was under the auspices of the United States government. That
yeah,
had it didn't just have a select number of the top 1 or 2 tier heroes. They
yeah.
had basically just about every hero of that time in the
Mm.
All-Star Squadron.
Yeah, like Robot Man and Hawkman. Sometimes Captain Marvel, the Shazam Captain Marvel, the Tarantula.
No, well, okay, maybe after
Maybe.
post crisis they had
Yeah,
Captain Marvel in it, but not before. Um, because
I remember seeing Captain Marvel in issue number 52 of All Star Squadron.
well, yeah, I guess it would have been by then because that would have been in.
Yeah.
And then there's the whip.
Oh,
Like
Whip.
what I was thinking of, and it's gonna start up in the next story. So the four heroes here were Flash, Hawkman, Johnny Thunder, and Whip, and
Right.
then a fifth kind of vigilante would show up. Would start up in Flash number 3 with King Standish, or the King as he was sometimes called.
Right.
Basically, he was a magician. He wasn't like Zatara. He didn't actually have any what would be considered actual. He wasn't a homo magi,
Yeah.
human magician. He
Hmm.
was, he didn't actually have any supernatural. He was just, he was more of a prestidigitator,
Okay.
stage magic guy, kind of guy, and a
Right.
master of disguise.
Oh, yeah.
So here we go with these, and then they had All American Comics, which of course had Hop Harrigan and Squibbly in it. Eventually, was the home for the original Green Lantern to
Oh, yeah.
bring an
Oh,
issue.
Scott.
Yeah, Alan Scott. Long before they defiled him like
I
they
know,
did.
right? What the hell is wrong with TC? Oh, we know everything's wrong now. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just read an article the other day where Jim Lee, the current publisher there, is hoping that by DC Studios hiring James Gunn, that will reignite the interest in comics again.
I hope so. Yeah. They're currently a trash bin. They're garbage.
There's all this pushing of these agendas,
Yeah. You think Jim Lee would be better than that? I guess he's just fierce for his job. That's why he's keeping his mouth shut.
Yeah. So, anyways, I just increase the font so we can read a little bit. Sometimes some of these scans are a little bit like, ugh.
Yeah, I hear you.
So Timothy's here.
Hey, Timothy.
Let's see.
Timothy
What
Olsen.
level of ridiculousness is this?
Flash comics, adventure comics. Man, just reading some old comic book material. Enjoy.
Hawkman was not originally a DC character. Actually, well, technically, they were still being known as
National Periodical
yeah.
Publications. Right? Yeah.
Let's see. This was Flash Comics, so actually, it would have been. I think it would have been All American Publications,
I
actually.
think it would be All American. Yeah.
Because DC was there was DC Incorporated, and then some of the other companies that DC picked up included National Periodical, All American, Jolene Publishing.
Yeah.
So those were some of the. And of course, there's the link to Tim's.
Buy Melvin. Melvin 0, Melvin 1, Melvin 2, Melvin 3. Buy them all on Fund My Comic. Buy it now.
Yeah. So, anyways, and if you guys haven't already, if you can like and share the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people in here to watch our stuff here. The Terrific. Get
Ring
some
bell for
people.
notifications if you subscribe, and smash the like button.
Thank you for that, Apex.
Yeah.
All right, so now that we got through all that, now on to our final selection of the night here. We're at an hour 40. Might end up going slightly over 2 hours at this point. I still, of course, have the This Day in Niche History segment as well.
Yeah.
But this one shouldn't take, like, Superman was 13 pages, Hawkman was 12, so this last one will be like 10.
Great. Read comic online. That's cool. I'm gonna check out that site. Oh man, there's a whole slew of books.
Well, this is all adventure comics right here from
That's
the
great.
one that started back up in 1938.
So this is readonlinecomic.com. Is that the website?
Yeah.
That's great. Oh,
I'll yeah, let me do this real quick. Hold on.
I'm glad they scan these comics and put those on like in their library type format. You can like click it and just read them. That's a great service.
All right, so let's see. All right, I'm gonna put something in the private chat for you there.
All right, let's see.
Apex.
Let's see.
There's basically the main link to that site.
Oh, okay. Oh, great.
So so if you want to copy and paste it, so you
Yeah.
can.
I'll check it out later. Yeah.
Yeah, there's another site I use called Comics Book Plus too.
Okay.
Because up until recently, I was
Mhm.
doing most of the books I was reading from this site were the ones that were from the companies that were still active, like DC, Marvel, and stuff.
Yeah.
Because there was a time they didn't have some. Whoa! What happened? I'm hoping Apex will be back soon. Give him a sec to get back in here. All he's got to do is go back to his email, his Facebook, and there he is.
Yeah.
I just sent you a message on Facebook there. What happened?
I kicked myself out. I clicked on the link and I clicked it on where it was on StreamYards and I bounced myself out.
Well, Well, you have to. What you have to kind of remember too
Oh,
is when you're doing something like that, open up another window
yeah, I forgot.
and then put the link in that.
Yeah, I know. I was
And I just seen your
careless.
message in the private message too. I kicked
Yeah,
myself out.
right.
So, anyway, whoops.
Yeah.
That link twice. Okay. So, anyways, so now let's, of course, we're gonna now be reading some Sandman and his battle against the Coin.
The coin.
This will be 10 pages. Yeah.
Wow.
Look at that. Another thrilling episode of the Sandman in this issue.
Cool.
And there
Hey,
he is.
if you would, on my Facebook page or on Facebook, go ahead and put the link in that. You know, send it via Facebook. I can read it
Okay.
later.
Oh, you're talking about the
Read my comic link. The
all right.
online. Yeah.
I'll see if I can. Let me see if I can get that in there.
That'd be good.
But as long as I still have the
Get
um,
the tab in there. Yeah.
well, I've already cleared out the tab, but I still should have the copied link.
Right.
Let's see. Yeah, I got it. So
Yeah.
all right. So I just sent it. I just sent,
Yay. Got it. Thanks. Cool. I'll read it later.
yeah. But yeah.
Anyways,
But anyways, as I was explaining before with it, um, for a while there, they just had just the companies that are still currently exist. I just found out recently that they do have some of the older companies as well. Some of the like Quality Comics, Fawcett Comics, some of their titles too. Um, they have some. They don't have they don't have everything, but which is nice you know because the thing is here is that, as you know, like if I had to read them from the Read Comics Plus, right,
yeah.
the Comic Book Plus site, I have to click on each page. Here I just scroll down.
Yeah.
So,
I like that.
so anyways, let's get to the Sandman story.
The Sandman. So, do you want to be Sandman and I'll narrate, or how do you want to do it?
Yeah, I guess I can. I guess I can be. I guess we can do that if you want to.
Yeah, I'll narrate.
Ugh,
Yeah,
ugh.
I'm pretty good. I like to narrate.
Uh,
Here,
I'll increase the font just to help us out a little bit more.
I can see it. Yeah, I'm good. Here we go.
Right.
Ooh,
That's kind of dark.
the Sandman meets with murder. Wesley Dodds, wealthy socialite, has set himself the task of bringing to the poor and oppressed, and to those whom justice visits rarely, the security afforded by punishment meted out to those who deserve it. He has become already a legendary figure called the Sandman. In the comfortable Dodds living room, Wesley entertains a friend of college days.
Um, so Charlie Hall became a good artist, huh?
None better. He met some girl with the yellowest hair you ever laid eyes on, and she made him buckle down to serious work. Funny how a girl can make a ne'er do well turn miracle man.
Sounds mighty interesting. Tell me more, Dud.
Charlie met her a year or so ago. He always was gifted with the brush, but she took hold of him, cut out his wild sprees, and made him settle down. I understand he is making some real strides in oil. Makes his money, though, in advertising.
So what do you think's going on there with Charlie?
Well, it's like he's a self-made man. Had some help from his
Well,
wife
self-made man.
somehow.
What do you think the woman's doing to him?
Controlling him, cutting off his balls. That's too bad. Now they ditch that bitch.
uh,
Tell you what, let's go up and see him in his new penthouse. You haven't seen old Charlie since he rode with you at the university.
good idea, bud. It's early yet. Come on.
Through the roaring traffic, Wesley Dodd car speeds swiftly. Top floor for Charlie Penthouse A. Top floor for Charlie Penthouse A.
Um,
That's funny. He's not home. Charlie rarely goes out. He and Dora live like hermits.
they?
Wesley Dodds discovers blood on the floor, but says nothing to Dud. They must have
Uh,
broken their rule tonight. Oh, sorry, it's you.
yeah. They must have broken their rule. Yeah, they must have broken their rule tonight. Dud, let's go.
Yes, they can all run along. Oh, that's you.
Oh. Yes, I think I'll run along to bed, old dud. Need my sleep these days.
But Wesley Dodds is far from bed.
This is a matter for the Sandman, not for Dud Jones and Wesley Dodds. And
None
look
mis
at that! Look at that classic look. You got the business suit, the gas
Yeah.
mask, the fedora, the cape. I mean, look at that. That's just classy right
That's
there.
that's how I remember Sandman. You gotta have that gas mask. Gotta have that sleep gun. Gotta have the fedora and the suit, the cape.
Well, he was
Yeah.
called the Sandman because he would utilize different gases to subdue his through his gas gun. You
Oh
know.
yeah. They need to make a Sandman movie. I'd watch it.
Well, they have made, but it's been Neil Gaiman's Sandman, not.
No. I'm talking about they need an original Sandman. They need that guy, not Neil Gaiman Sandman. That show's gay. I don't like it.
uh, none must know the Sandman left this house tonight. I think the roadster will be best for tonight's work. And look at the license plate on the one there, B seven five
7501.
1. Uh,
Wow. It's just
I
hanging
think
there.
I think a little secrecy here tonight might be well too.
Slowly, the Sandman ascends the stairs.
Well, instead of saying climb the stairs or goes up the stairs, he says ascends.
Yeah.
Notice how formal the language was at that point.
Oh, yeah.
Oop! I almost fell. Where are the lights?
The Sandman switches on the lights.
Well, I was right. Charlie Hall. His blood reached under the door. It was it it was that um, under the door. It was that I saw. No wonder I felt suspicious.
Slowly, the knob begins to turn.
A half second more, and I'll make it.
The Sandman finds a hiding spot just in time.
Oh,
Hidden by.
look at that! Look at that! So you got Sandman over behind the couch there. Look at the door there.
Yeah. It just opens up. It's a nice background. I like that. Okay. Hidden by the divan, the Sandman studies the girl who enters. That's very strange. That's very strange. The lights are on. Is anyone here? Fearful of police, the girl leaves.
Hmm. The um the lights were off when she left. Now she finds them on. No wonder she got a fright. I was crazy to use them instead of my pocket light.
Duh.
In their writing style, right? In the writing style,
Yeah.
I believe it was Burt Christman who was the original creator and writer of Sandman here.
Yeah.
Um, you know, you get a good look at a lot of these writers' thought process
Hmm.
in how they present this stuff, right?
Right.
Mm. Locked. All the rooms empty, and this door locked, lacking a key. The Sandman removes. Oh, I'm sorry. That's narration.
The Sandman removes the door from its hinges.
That's gonna be even more of a fright for when she. Whoa! What? The girl with the gun. It can't be.
The body on the bed seems that of the girl who entered the apartment.
The same, and yet there's a mighty peculiar mystery here. I'm going to solve it or bust.
The girl returns unexpectedly. I guess you'll bust, mystery man.
Now, here's a another little interesting little note. A lot of the masked vigilantes back then, you know what they were actually called,
Mystery men.
right? You know, that was the actual. Of course, there is an actual title called Mystery Men Comics, which was done by Fox Feature Syndicate. So,
Yeah, yeah. And there's a movie, The Mystery Man, back in 1999 with Ben Stiller and Paul Rubens played a part in that movie too, among other people.
hmm,
Hank Azaria was in it. Uh,
yeah.
Other actors. The gas gun of the Sandman slowly overcomes the girl. The Sandman finds the light switch. Oh, I'm so sleepy. 1 hour later, I must have been asleep. Oh, what a dream. His copy for the Delano ad should be here. Ah, so I have what I want now. Taxi!
This appears to be a race against time.
Say, hold on. Murder has been reported upstairs.
I'm sorry, officer, but that that murder is what I'm following up, and I can't have you interfering with me.
You
Uh,
also, gentlemen. Oh, sorry, it's you. Sorry.
well, go for it.
You
Oh,
also, gentlemen. Sorry.
wait, is that wait is that
That's you. It's the
actually the
Sandman.
Sandman? I should have read that.
Yeah, it's the Sandman.
Yeah, you also, gentlemen. Sorry.
The Sandman scatters loose sand, his calling card.
Just to keep the blame in the proper place.
Knowing the girl thinks him left behind, the Sandman is enabled to follow her unsuspected.
She's going into that cigar store.
Where is the package? I'm Nora from the coin. The coin, yes. He plans well. Here's the package. That's you.
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to think if okay, I'm trying to figure out if how the order because
Yeah.
but all right, quiet now, or we'll enjoy things and we'll enjoy things better.
What? Oh, the man of my dreams.
But in this case, it's not the usual meaning, is it?
No, it's not.
It's not when we hear that phrase, "man of my dreams." It's not
Yeah,
the usual meaning that we usually assume with it.
sure not.
Will you talk now, or
Suppose you think you've got me. Well,
I won't turn you over to the police if you won't talk, but I may have other um, methods that are not as pleasant, even that uh, as that. Come now, what's the game? Wow! I wonder what those methods might be.
yeah. Well, prison torture, probably. Well, if you insist. Before the surprised Sandman can stop her, with the noise of your horn to bring a cop, what'll you do, wise guy? And what'll you two be doing? And where's the masquerade?
I'm going from a party with my girlfriend, officer. She was just talking. She was just taking a dare, blowing the horn.
When a girl fails to contradict him, the Sandman is amazed.
Why didn't you tell him you needed help?
I'd rather tell you if you'll help me. Will you? I've changed my mind about you.
I will. Go ahead.
I'm Nora Luftel, twin sister of Dora who married Charlie Hall. I'm trying to get away from the gang that runs counterfeit money. They've blackmailed me until they got me to do what they wanted. Watch the ads that Charlie Hall drew for the Delano people and go pick up the hot money where his ad said, when I found out the gang put a finger on Charlie tonight, I got panicky. I fired at you, figuring you might be the coin, the head of the gang, but I guess I was wrong. I didn't know until I just now. Maybe it was just my intuition.
You you run up to bed. I'll carry on for you. I'll say I slugged you. So go ahead. I'll call you up sometime.
The coin. Oh, that's you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but there's no tail.
No, no.
There's no tail there,
Okay.
which is why I thought it was narration. Obviously, the coin, prints counterfeit money and forced Charlie to put different New York spots in his ads. So Nora would get the hot stuff. Well, Mr. Coin, you're in for a visit.
Ah. The Sandman delivers the money.
Nora couldn't come and sent me instead.
Hmm.
There's no time for ceremony. Now for the coin's lair. I don't get this. Kind of hard to tell if that's a woman or a man right there.
Oh, that's your first trans character in adventure comics. I don't know.
Where is the coin, mother? I guess it is a woman.
Who are you? Are
That's quite right. I'm the Sandman. Where is the coin?
here, you fool? Don't you think I expected you? So Nora couldn't come, eh? She's double crossed me, eh? Always thought she was a weak sister. Now. The two figures struggle. The hag's gun, pressed against her side, goes off. The disguise falls off and reveals.
Dudley Jones?
You know me? How? Oh, well, I'll tell. I got Charlie Hall when he was down and out and staked him. He drew samples of money for me, and I had plates made. Dora fell for him and tried to get him away from my influence. I I had to kill him. Both tonight. I was going to do for Nora too, but you came instead.
Do for what do you think he means by do for Nora?
I don't know.
Well, there's a couple
You're freezing.
abilities there based on the context. One context obviously would mean the killer, but
Mm.
we also have a when it comes to men and women, and we talk about one doing the other. There's another
Oh,
possibility,
yeah. Bonking. Yeah.
or something that's a bit more illegal
Right,
than the
right,
same thing as bonking.
right. Exactly. I'm sorry now, but it's too late, I guess. take care of Nora. She and Dora were my stepsisters. I I hated both of them and made them follow up my instructions. Oh,
Strange what a love or money will do to men. Dud took me to Charlie's penthouse to give himself an alibi, but fate put her hand in the play by showing me the blood under the door. Wow.
that's wild. That's good writing.
Yeah, no kidding. Better writing than today, right?
Oh, no kidding.
At least in the mainstream comics. I mean, we know that there's good writing in independent, right?
Oh yeah,
And that was that for that one. So,
it's great.
anyways, so we're done, of course, with the readings.
Mm,
Um, so now normally I don't really do too much news on Fridays. I just
yeah.
focus. First up, it looks like Woody's here. Hey, Woody, and
Hey
says also,
Woody, what's up, man?
what would Woody do back in '62?
Timothy also says the Sandman's enemy is Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Noise.
that'd be the updated Sandman probably.
Yeah. Um, Pee Wee Herman. Yeah. Bill Cosby wishes he had
He
that
had
gun.
that gun, right?
What? Just put women out and
Yeah, and does his way with him. Yeah,
Mr. Sandman, send me a dream. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Bill took things further than Pee Wee.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
They'd wake up with his calling card and putting pop and Kodak and film.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
right.
personally would do almost anything for a pudding pop.
All right.
Uh huh.
Yeah, poor fool.
Almost. As soon as we get done with the catching up on the comments here,
Yeah,
the Sandman enemy is Alice Cooper. I know you just read that.
yeah,
Um,
right.
Horny,
Yeah.
yeah, Mon. Let's see. My compliments to the artist.
I'd like to know who drew that, though. Good job.
Well, I think the only thing I know of about, I think the only, let's see, I can find out through one of my other resources here.
Yeah,
As soon as I can get there, let me just see here. Um, I think Bert Christman at the very least wrote the story, if not also drew
right.
it. So,
Yeah.
but I'll take a quick peek here, at least this one side I use.
Woody says Apex on a roll. Yeah, I was on a roll tonight. It feels good. I like a little reading, acting going on. Fun stuff.
All right, so let's see. So since we don't, I'm gonna do, and I'll come back to finishing the comments in a second. I'm gonna pull something up here.
Sure.
Hoping that, let's see, I'm hoping I get it right here. Yeah. So according to this right here, this is one of my main sources I use. According to this, actually Gardner Fox wrote the story. I think Bert Christman was the originator. Originally, was the one who was writing the and then the artist here was Ogden Whitney.
Oh, I've heard of Ogden Whitney. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is great work.
yeah.
He's,
So
he's drawn a lot of comics back in the day. Ogden Whitney. That's a familiar name.
yeah. So, anyways, let's see if I can finish getting caught up on these comments here. Let's see. I think let's see. Yeah, we actually did see that, and then we'll call you up sometime, and then Apex on a roll. I guess you had already read that part.
Oh yeah, that's
And
good.
we're caught up on the comments. Okay. So now normally I don't do news stories on Fridays. I just focus on the comments and the this day in each history. But in
Exactly.
but in the world of pro wrestling, there are a couple of quick little news stories I do have to
Okay,
mention here.
go ahead.
Over the past couple of days here, the pro wrestling community lost a couple of individuals. On
Yeah, they
Wednesday,
have.
former NWA World Champion Terry Funk passed away at the age of 79, and as to the
Yeah,
details of his death, still haven't released the details of his death as of yet.
he appeared in Roadhouse, among other few movies.
Over the Top as well
You're tough,
with,
yeah,
with Sylvester Stallone. Yeah.
yeah.
So, and of course, as I said, a former NWA World Heavyweight Champion, former ECW Heavyweight Champion, hardcore legend. He
He's a
passed away
decent
on
actor
Wednesday at
too.
the
Yeah.
age of 79. Then yesterday, um, Wyndham Rotunda,
Hmm.
better known to most fans as Bray Wyatt, passed away from a heart attack at the age of 36.
Oh man, that is young.
Yeah. Well, according to the details that have been put out there, um, he had an existing heart condition
Really?
that was exacerbated by him contracting COVID.
Oh, that
He
sucks.
got. They had been talking about how he had some medical issues recently.
Yeah.
That's why he was off WWE TV, and then Triple H, I think yesterday in a tweet from his Twitter account had
Yeah.
had pointed out that he got a call from his dad, Mike Rotunda, that he had passed away. So,
Wow.
he was
36.
36. Yeah,
That's awful.
yeah. So, anyways, just had to bring those up. I talked a little bit about them over the past couple of days, obviously, but
Yeah.
I had to bring them up one more time. Um,
Right.
and Woody's saying here, so sad. Yeah, particularly in Bray's case because Bray, as I said, he was only 36. So
That is way young. It's too young to die.
yeah, but with that, now we do have one more piece of thing to do before we head out tonight. Of course, today is Friday, August the 25th,
Yeah.
2023. So let's
Yeah.
take a look back at this day in Neat history. History. Let me just. All right. So first off, we're going to head back 25 years ago. And on this date, 25 years ago today, um, from Walt Disney television animation, Pocahontas 2 Journey to a New World premiered in movie theaters on this date back in 1998. So the animated movie Pocahontas 2 Journey to a New World um, premiered on this date back in 1998, 25 years ago today.
Wow. Who would have thought? Back in Disney was entertaining.
Yeah. Moving on to the next piece of niche history, going back to 2003. Um, on this date, 20 years ago today, in a follow up to that year's SummerSlam, WWE held its Monday Night Raw event from the Tucson Convention Center in Tucson, Arizona. Main event saw Chris Jericho and Shane McMahon battle to a no contest. Christian retained the Intercontinental Championship over Jerry Lawler. Randy Orton defeated Maven. Now, Randy Orton had Ric Flair in his corner. Maven had Shawn Michaels in his corner. The team of Law Resistance and future NWA World Champion Rob Conway defeated the Dudley Boys of Bubba Ray, Devon, and Spike Dudley. Mark Henry and Ronnie Mack with Theodore Long in their corner defeated Garrison Cage, Mark Jindrak, and the night opened with Trish Stratus defeating Gail Kim. There you go with that one. So that happened 20 years ago today.
Wow.
Neat history. Yep. Let's see. If only there were some way to traditionally close out a stream.
uh,
Well, niche history is usually the last thing I do, Woody. So,
oh well.
let's see now. So now, moving on to the next piece of niche history here, as we move ahead to 2010 here, which was 13 years ago today.
Right.
On this date, 13 years ago today, the 90th and final issue of Dark Wolverine, which started as Wolverine,
Yeah.
from the Marvel Knights imprint of Marvel, went on sale on this date back in 2010. Sold for $2.99, 32 pages. Empire Prelude was the name of the story, written by Daniel Way, art by Mirko Perfederici, and
He's
lettered by Corey
Italian.
Pettit. What was that?
He's Italian.
Yeah. So on this date, 13 years ago today, the 90th and final issue of Dark Wolverine, the Marvel Knights imprint of Marvel Comics, went on sale on this date.
So that was Dakin, his Wolverine's son, right?
Well, I didn't know that. I don't know. Like for the most part, I'm probably more or less familiar with up at least into the early '90s, probably
Yeah.
based on more like I think one of the more recent versions of Marvel cartoons that I actually have watched a few times was X-Men Evolution back in 2001. So,
Right.
and finally, heading back just 5 years ago today, back to 2018. As soon as of course I can find my cursor here. On this date, 5 years ago today, um, Silver Link's anime movie Non Non Biori Vacation premiered in Japanese theaters on this date 5 years ago today. On this date 5 years ago today, Silver Link anime film Non Non Biori Vacation
Mm.
premiered in Japanese theaters on this date 5 years ago. So there you go. There we go. That's
Alrighty.
all we have
Alrighty then.
today.
Yeah.
So, and if you can stick around, so see, I just lost my audio.
Oh damn. Okay. Was it just me or was it just me? Maybe just you. It seems to be okay on my end.
And I can still seem to hear everything.
Uh,
Let me check something here.
I gotta get going really quick.
So, okay. Did you hear that, Apex?
What?
Well, I just turned on the. I just went over to the other screen,
Oh,
and
okay. Right.
thanks, Mike. No problem. Anyways, with all that being said, I thank everybody for being here tonight. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. We went through some good stories. Apex, what did you think of the stories tonight that we went through?
A lot better than what's they're putting out today. That's for sure. Very enjoyable. The writing was, even though it for comics, it wasn't, great as in the sense, masterpieces or anything, but they had some good twists. They had good writers back then. They knew how to write stories, and I was fully entertained, even though I read through them and I was being part of the book. I feel like I did a good participation. And
Um, there's something here you might want to read.
oh, okay, cool. Hey, thanks Apex for coming over tonight. Oh yeah, no problem, Woody.
Yeah, so I was directed to you, so if you want to read that. All right. So with that, and I hope you can try to make it on Sunday. I'll probably send you the link.
I'm working. Wait, I'm off Sunday actually. Yeah, what time?
Well, hopefully you can come on then, and you can tell everybody of your experiences tonight. Also, there is one more piece of business, and we'll talk about that after we go off
Right.
the air here.
Right.
So with that, I thank everybody for being here, and I hope everybody enjoyed the show. We'll be back here, of course, on Sunday with our panel. And with that, let's see. Me too, entertained. All right. So with that, guys, I thank you all for being here, and I hope to see everybody back here on Sunday. Bye.